What's good, everyone? It's Zigzag here. Welcome back to another Geoguessr video, and welcome back to the road to number 1 in the world. We're currently seated at what number at the moment? 235th in the world. It's going pretty well. I just filmed the last episode, but we're jumping back in here again because I'm going to Melbourne for the weekend. And we have the same opponent, actually, even though it's been a few minutes, so the queue must be slow. But guys, let's jump straight into things here. I'll try and explain my thought process. We have black backs of the signs here, yellow road lines, and red soil in the distance. This should be Brazil. Now, I don't see any piranha pines, I think, or maybe we do, actually. So my first thought was that we're going to be somewhere in the Minas Gerais hills, but now I'm thinking maybe actually piranha with those pines in the background. Although, it does really look like Minas Gerais. I'm gonna ball a little bit and go Minas here, actually. I think it really does look like up there somewhere. And it was Minas. And even Espirito Santo. I'm pretty sure, though, what they were piranha pines, which you really rarely see in Minas Gerais. And that would be the furthest north you see it. So, kind of interesting there to see it so far from the state of piranha. But the next one here, we have Sarawak-style poles. And it's good to put the pressure on here against an opponent who may not know those ones. But yeah, they just got like a big stick sticking up from the top. And it ends up being, oh man, this is exactly where I would have gone if I was not just insta-guessing. But yeah, it was worthwhile to go quickly because the opponent can easily go wrong. We're back in Malaysia now. This time we have black stickers on the poles, so it should be somewhere in the north. And we also have like fairly dramatic mountains, which you often found in the northwest states. So I'm going to go Kedah here. Yeah, that should be good. Malaysia, okay, even Pelis, I should have gone there, but it's a good guess still. But yeah, dramatic mountains, that's what you see like around Phuket, right, in Thailand, so they kind of spill over into Malaysia. Next one here, Taiwan, I would say. We're driving right, yeah, we got Taiwanese plates here. Can we get the phone number? They're often quite useful. 07. If we're to trust that, it's a little bit further south here because it starts at 01. So I'm going to go in Changi County, and it ends up being a bit further south there, which is fine. Struggling to get over my words a little bit today, but with the guesses have been fine, though. The guesses have been fine. Okay, let's see what's on the next one here. We got lots of birches, I'm noticing. Kind of feels like it might be Finland to me, this coverage. And I guess it would be a bit further north. We're on some kind of a lake here. Very overcast, kind of feels like we're quite north in terms of the tree line. And yeah, it was even further north up there. Probably should have committed there. Probably would have if I thought a bit longer, but it's fine. Okay, we have Australia, which is good, obviously. Now, we're in Queensland, and I get the feeling this isn't too north. Yeah, it's not too north. I think it should be like Brisbane or Sunshine Coast. I'll hedge between here. Opponent's crying. Now, let me tell you why it's Brisbane. 1, we have the black and white arrow on the guardrail. And 2, we do see a black paint job on the pole. And it was in the northern suburbs of Brisbane there. And a double damage, that's going to be GG. So well played to our opponent. Honestly, some decent guesses from them. But it's going to be 7 points for us. We're still at the rating where playing against people of 1.1k is still pretty decent. Still a decent amount of percentage, still a decent amount of points to be gained, but soon that all changes. Anyway, next one here we got some Ukraine action, so I'll just guess middle here. We have the little yellow and blue on the left-hand side of the plate, which you see a lot in Ukraine. Not all the plates have that, but pretty good majority do. Ends up being northeast there, which is not too bad for us. Next one here, Faroe Islands. So recognizable, so recognizable. Basically, you just have this grassland. You have the grass on the roofs. It's unmistakably Faroe Islands. But on NMPZ, our opponent may miss it and go Iceland, which looks similar, but once you've played a bit, you know how to differentiate them. Anyway, our opponent is good. They knew where to go. It's going to be 11 damage there for us, so no flawless. Here we're driving left. We're in the UK, I could only assume, unless this is Australia. It actually could be Australia. It is indeed Sydney, and we have the city to our northwest there, which is interesting. So we're south of the city here. Why is it Sydney? Because that's just simply the only place it could be. If it looks like this, we've got a yellow plate, and then it's like super old architecture mixed with left-hand drive. That's a Sydney bus as well, so we're definitely right. Our opponent, you know, pretty reasonably goes in Hong Kong there, and we gain a whole bunch of rating. And the city actually wasn't to our northwest, but something else. So there you go, interesting. Okay, next one here. We're going to be in... It doesn't look like we're in India. We have a long yellow plate. I still think this is India. We can't zoom in on the language, but yeah. I mean, where else is this if it's not? Sri Lanka, I guess, would be the other option, but it's not actually a tracker blur, so hold the phone. Yeah, it has to be one of the two, I think. Oh my gosh, could this be Africa? Could this be something? No, I don't really believe that. So I guess this, yeah, it has to be in Sri Lanka then, or India. I think Sri Lanka's not a bad guess. Although Sri Lanka doesn't really have places that are that long. I'm just going to guess, because it's hard anyway. Even if we're horribly wrong somehow, it's unlikely that they would get it right. Could it be Kenya? I don't believe that. I don't think so. It's probably India, but I went for Sri Lanka. We'll find out in just a second. And it was Sri, okay. And our opponent does go Kenya, so pretty reasonable guesses, but we take the dub there. Bit shaky for what it was, but we still gained 7 points, so actually, for once in the series, it feels like playing 1.1k rated players is the way to go, because we're winning a lot more. We have some Japan to start off with here. Very interesting vegetation, kind of feels like it might be a bit further south or something like that. Not too sure, though. You do get, like, this kind of vegetation around these islands here. I'm considering that for a guess. I'm going to go for it here. The yellow bands around the bottom part of the guardrail is also really common around this area here, but you can find it just about anywhere. That was Fukushima. Not a big surprise, should have done the humble Gunma guess, but yeah, you know, against a 1.1k you may as well just go for what you think. Next one here is going to be somewhere in Ecuador with these bollards. These are the Ecuadorian style. And I'm just going to click middle here. I think that's going to be a fine guess. Give the game a refresh. Sometimes the game runs slow. Give it a refresh, it runs like new. Maybe this is further south, actually. We'll see. But, yeah, it was all the way south. That's fine. Just wanted to refresh the screen. We are 1,000 points down, let's not forget. So, definitely in order for some nice guesses. Okay. We have yellow center lines here. This looks like the US somewhere. Could still be Canada. The mountains here are weird, like... It definitely should be US, I think, but it's not a typical one. Is this like maybe the southwestern corner of South Dakota where you start to get some of these weird mountains? I'm gonna go for that here, but we'll see. I mean, I could be quite wrong here. I guess it could be like western Nebraska, western maybe Kansas. I don't really think so. I think this is up here, somewhere in this kind of circle, but we'll find out soon enough. These mountains are weird. And it was in the southwest corner of North Dakota instead, which is fine. But yeah, I think the further east in Montana you go, the more of those weird, whatever we had there happen. Okay, next one here. Senegal, it's very green. I think it's a west click, but I'm not too sure. We do have some weird hills. Southeasterly angle here. Yeah, I did consider that we could be all the way out on the eastern roads here, but... To me, this is still more so over here. I'm just going to go for the guess. I don't really think where I clicked has hills, though, so maybe it's south of the river, and that's why. The soil is very red, which you do see around there, but I'm not too sure about that. Anyway, we'll see where our opponent goes if they even know. And it was actually just these hills, or... How do you pronounce this? Tees? These? I never knew that, actually. Our opponent's Aussie, by the way, which is... Hopefully we can get the win against the Aussie, because we had not the best track record against Aussies so far. Okay, this feels like Ontario to me. Single yellow line for Canada, and then just kind of very north-looking vegetation, but it also looks kind of generic. It's definitely not Newfie vegetation. I'm going to go out near Sudbury here. I feel like that's a decent guess. It could also just be on the Ottawa border, or over in Quebec. Definitely possible. But it looks like it says stop, not array to me. Although, yeah, we'll see soon enough. And it was out towards Sudbury. Pretty decent guess. Our opponent also makes a nice guess, though. Been very solid from our opponent so far. And we are 2 points in the lead, so definitely shows that they've played nicely. Well, next one here is a very interesting round. Should be somewhere in Colombia, though. I'm going to send it straight in here. It's a fairly difficult round. Could still be Mexico. But, yeah, I think the car looks like it might be black. In any case, jungle roads like this, really thin. Probably more common in the center of Colombia or South Colombia. So we will see here. And it ends up being in North Colombia. That's a crazy one. On this road, I'm pretty sure that's the only road that can look like that in North Colombia. So count me surprised. And our opponent does some damage to us as well, which is no good. Definitely a strong opponent. Next one here is Brazil. I got the feeling it might be more northeast, but these buildings feel a bit further south. So what do I want to do here? White car as well. I think that would actually be Batia. I think we should actually be like around here in Batia with white car, hills, this pole which has like the little divot. I think I've cracked the code, but if not, it's probably further south because the houses look further south. So we will see here, and it ends up being right there. Very nice guess. White car, the kind of striped blue and white car, does show up more so in some places rather than others, but yeah, definitely one of the states which you consider more common to have it. Next one here, we're in Chile, and we have dry mountains here. Like North Chile does give me some problems, but I don't think this is too far south. I think like Villanar should be around about a correct guess here. I don't think it's going to be like Arica or Iquique here, because they normally feel a bit drier than this, a bit more sandy, but it could still be, because we're just in a town and it's sometimes hard to gauge. So hopefully our opponent doesn't just randomly 5k here. And it was further towards us there, but a good guess from our opponent again. Honestly, even in the last round where we did all the damage, our opponent was in Batia, so yeah. Definitely, I'm still a little worried here. We'll see what happens. We got rocks everywhere here. Northern vibes. I think this is Sweden to me. But it could still be Finland. Could be even Estonia. A really weird Estonia. But yeah, I would go Sweden here. Outside of Stockholm should be a decent guess. Could even be Norway. Yeah, that's about all I have to say here. But yeah, like the random rocks is really common in the Scandinavian countries. And I'm feeling pretty confident here, especially with the makeup of like birches and everything. And it was outside of Stockholm. Again, our opponent just being super consistent here. Shout outs to you, 1234. You are definitely playing better than most 1.1k rated players, in my opinion. But okay, next one here, double yellow lines. We have, I thought at first it's actually Taiwan, but now I think it's Hawaii, or is it even maybe, yeah, what's that pole top doing? It could, I don't really think it's a Mexican pole. Oh, is that looks quite American there. What are these, like, bollards? Is it actually Hawaii? It's kind of difficult, you know. I think these signs do feel American. I do think it's Hawaii. Okay, in the end, I do think it's Hawaii. A few things went through my head, but I don't recognize the pole top for South America, and then these signs, these black and yellow ones, they feel American. And I kind of feel like we'll knock out our opponent here. If not, they're going to get Hawaii. It's the only two options. If you miss Hawaii here, you're out. And it was indeed Hawaii. Indeed, we got the right island. And our opponent, unsurprisingly, goes in Puerto Rico. Yeah, not a bad guess. They even got the country right, which is pretty impressive. Honestly, 1, 2, 3, 4... played so nice there. Very impressive stuff. I'm a wait. I don't want to play him again. He's underrated. Okay, jumping back in here. Let's see who we get. And we are against Bag here. Okay, one of the best players in the world for sure. Also someone who's Zoom appealed. He loves to guess quickly, which I can definitely keep up with, but we'll see here. 2023. Should it be Germany? We have a yellow filled in sign there. I think it's actually Sweden, yeah. And it would be like Skåne. I can't remember how it's pronounced. Somewhere south, surely, because it looks like Germany here. And it was indeed Stockholm there. He goes Germany. But yeah, I definitely thought it looked south, so it's a good start. But yeah, and Bag, I think Bag is capable of being the best player in the world, also capable of mistakes as well. I mean, this is also me, but you know, I do feel like he's beatable, is what I'm saying. This is surely in the Alps in Italy. We got the black and white chevrons, which you see up there, and we go for the same guess. Ends up being northeastern, and it's going to be no damage at all, just 44 points. So we have a nice early advantage here. Let's see if we can hold on to it. There are several countries where I'd favor myself, and several countries where I'd favor Bag. Here we are in southern Russia, so to our north we have the ocean here. We have a Russian flag as well. I mean, surely this is out Krasnodar way. That would make the most sense to me. It's fairly dry, but also we have a birch, actually. It's kind of strange for Krasnodar. Are we even further north here? I mean, it's a big sea, though. It's a really big sea. I mean, we could be like there. It's possible. Volodonsk. I'm not so convinced, to be honest. I think the birch is planted. So could you get birches at this latitude on a flat? Yeah, I don't really think so. Not really. It's not common to see flat birches at that latitude. I don't really want to let him cook up the correct answer either, though. Maybe we're in Ukraine. No, we had a Russian flag. Screw that. And it was north. I don't know. I don't think I can. I'm gonna go here. No, that doesn't, I mean, that's not even further north. I'm just gonna go where I had it. Let's find out. And it was there. Wowee. What is a birch doing there? Normally birches are pretty consistent. We're at the seaside there. I really don't get that. But we made the same guess, and it is correct, so really no biggie at the end of the day. Here we are in the Philippines. We have a umbrella trike here, so I'm thinking that would be south. Normally you find the umbrella top trikes down here near Iligan. It certainly kind of looks like that, although I don't know, it kind of looks north as well. I would hedge middle otherwise here. No, I am hedging middle, actually. And it was. Oh, what a great last-second decision. It just didn't look south to me. And, yeah, ends up being 475 damage there. So far, we're flawless. But we know how things can change. This, I think, is South Australia. No, it's not. Where is it, then? It should be Western Australia, then. It kind of feels quite south to me. Dark soil as well. Now, I'm gonna go quite south here. I'm gonna go, like, all the way down here, honestly. And it ends up being, near Esperance. That's why it kind of felt like South Australia, you know, headed out towards that direction. 341. It was South Coast. Fine guess from Bag as well. Next one here, double yellow lines. We have Spanish language here, or maybe even Portuguese. Yeah, this kind of feels like Brazil, doesn't it? So where are we then? I don't know, it's not an easy Brazil. I don't really pick it. The hills are surprisingly green, and yet the whole round it does feel tropical in a way that, you know, you wouldn't see in the southern states. So I'm kind of thinking just clicking in the middle here, but that also doesn't feel that good. It could be like Roraima. I think I might just guess here. I don't really have a good idea, so I'm gonna just hedge it in the middle here, go Tocantins. Oh, no, it was Roraima. Double damage. This is pretty big stuff. 6.1. Oh, my gosh. Should have gone Roraima. Yeah. I don't know. It definitely felt strange. And we're back against Ronak here. Someone told me this is Ronak, who's a little man. He's, I don't know, he's about 12 years old, but he's one of the best players in the world. He's from New Zealand. And I think we're in New Zealand, which is obviously kind of concerning. Is this Australia ever? I'm looking for, I mean, these cabbage trees are really New Zealand meta. And over that direction, yeah. I don't know, I think this is like strangely south. Could it be on this island or something like that? Oban. It's a bit risky. It's super risky. That would be a very interesting guess from me if I'm wrong. But I kind of like it though. So southwest of us, kind of west of us, we have that bay. Not really sure I should try that. I'm gonna try it, why not? Oh my gosh, he actually went for the same guess. That's so funny. We'll send a laughing. That was actually just north of the capital. Man, I should have just switched. Oh, we would have had such easy points there. Next one here, and we appear to be in Germany, 2023. Buildings look German enough. Kind of, maybe the Eastern Europe vibes here would make me go East Germany, or maybe even Czechia. But I don't know, I think it is Germany. I'm gonna go like right next to Czechia though. And it was actually North Germany there, near Lübeck, and he goes in Bavaria, so it's hardly any points differential there. Yeah, interesting round. Definitely could have got it, but I was thinking more so where I went. We have yellow plates here. Is this, I think this is actually gonna be Lux, not Netherlands. Looks like we have some hills in the background there. And if you're debating between the yellow plate countries, Netherlands and Lux, and you have a hill, well, probably go Luxembourg, because there are not too many hills in the Netherlands. Okay, 21 points there. Man, some real throws in the last two episodes when we've had big advantages. But, you know, that's what, there's a road to number one. You don't just get there immediately. What do we got here? This kind of feels like it's west, I think, actually. And it was just Nairobi where I had it clicked. Unfortunate was the other possible place, the kind of red soil, green landscape areas. Okay, what do we got here? India. And we have a red and green tuk-tuk. I mean, yeah, green and yellow tuk-tuk. I really struggle with colors when I'm describing. But is this a bit further north, maybe? This stuff, definitely, like, this kind of architecture feels like the kind of the northern, like, places that one would visit. It feels dry as well. I do think I like this kind of guess around here. We'll see, though. and it ends up being Rajasthan. Okay. Good guess from Ronak as well. He gets the state. I narrowly do not, just over the border there. Okay, next one here. What are we going to get? Some Ghana action, I think, here. This looks like that one road in Ghana. I think it's, let's see here. We're going slightly northwest. Slightly north. This road here, and we need, like, some kind of a... So, northwest, but it bends around to the north. So maybe, like, this intersection? I don't know. We'll try that. And it ends up being the intersection a few down there. Only 5Ks, very nice. 216 points, nothing crazy. I was just practicing some Ghana, so nice to get the correct one there. This might be Ghana again, I think. Yeah, it looks like it. Maybe this is East Ghana this time. Or maybe it's just around Kumasi, so somewhere in the south. But I think it might be this road here. South-southwest would make sense. I'm just going to go for the guess here. Not really too concerned at this point. It's only going to be a maximum of 1,000 points. And he goes Kumasi, which was, yeah, my other shout. It's going to be 1,000 points. Okay, that's nice. Good little result there. Because we had that done to us earlier in yesterday's episode, or in last episode. Next one here, Concrete Road in Colombia, I want to say. And that would be like a West Colombia thing, right? West, southwest. Are we somewhere in these mountains, or maybe these ones? I'm just going to go there. And it was just Medellin instead. And we are about equidistant there, just 1,200 points there. And so, exactly even here. We're in Japan. These pole tops look more Tokyo style. Yeah, I think all the pole tops look Tokyo style, so I'm just going to go that direction here. May as well, he's already guessed, so may as well have a little look here. I think everything feels good for Tokyo direction, so I'm just going to go there. And it was there. Okay, he didn't actually pay attention to the pole tops there, or maybe didn't know them. And that's going to be 2k damage there. Nothing small. Obviously, he's pretty high rated, so this would be a good victory to end off the episode. But we have to win it first. This looks like maybe... The pole top is interesting. Pole top might make me think like Maharashtra, Telangana, Andhra Pradesh. Maybe Western Telangana here could feel pretty good, I think. Interesting. The fashion. You know, you can definitely guess based on fashion in India, but... Let's see. Oh, man, it was a little further north there. It was Madhya in Pradesh instead. And that's going to be 2,000 points back, man. India's so rough. Like, that's not really that different of guesses. But he's significantly closer. Okay, this feels like Sakhalin Island. Yeah. And I guess we would be maybe this far up or something like that. I'm not really sure. I'm just going to go quickly here. He should get it. And yeah, he goes for the same guess. A little bit further south, not going to be much. Even though it is Russia, just 300 points. Okay, so literally 1 point difference here. This is crazy. And we're in Australia, which, I mean, it looks like Queensland, so I don't necessarily love. Could this be actually New South Wales, you know? A 2021 coverage? Probably Queensland, I would say. It's somewhere near the border, though. I don't think this is too far north. Northeasterly road. It's a fairly difficult round, you know. It's fairly inland. We have a lot of trees. I'm just going to go here. I think this is a decent hedge for everything that it can be, but Ronak is pretty good at Australia as far as I remember as well, so yeah, we'll just have to see here. A little worried. He says GG, surely. I mean, the game probably ends here. Oh, and he goes South Australia. Well, he was right. It was GG. We pick it up nicely there, and GG's to Ronak. Okay. That is going to be a clean 22 points. So all the woes of losing to bag and everything, they are negated here because we end up with a nice victory there. 183rd in the world in Australia. We are now 9th, but we are just behind Feneb here, and hopefully moving up to more of the big boys. We're beating JV. You know, I've played a lot against Soviet. A lot of these guys I know pretty well. And yeah, the top guys, looking forward to coming up against them. Guys, that's it for the video. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And I will see you guys in a video very soon. Till next time, and goodbye, guys.